Live, it's the Bison Football Show. Valley News Live and Gate City Bank present the Bison Football Show with head coach Chris Klieman.
Welcome to the show. North Dakota State suffered a regular season loss for just the 7th time since the start of 2011. NDSU falls in Brookings 33-21, but all is not lost. The Bison got some help in the standings, which we will illustrate in the next half hour. Joining me on the set, head coach Chris Klieman. And coach, now that you've had a few hours, about 24 hours here to digest the loss, what do you make of it?
Well, we were disappointed, obviously. We didn't play great football and still had a chance to win. You know, we turned the ball over. We didn't cover very well in the passing game or pass defense. And all that being said, if we make a stop, we have the ball in the fourth quarter to have a chance to win. So we're going to learn from it, and you have to learn from it so we can eliminate some of those mistakes.
And this conference is so tough. We've illustrated that. It's really hard to run the table in this league, and now everyone has, but the Bison has 2 losses or more.
Yeah, and that's kind of typically what we think is going to happen in this league, you know, and we hope to not suffer another one. But in reality, you know, we have really 2 tough games left, and everybody else has tough games left, and this league is just so good. Yeah,
it really is. Let's dissect this South Dakota State game, the Dakota Marker in Brookings. It was a cold day, but not miserable. The weather was pretty good, actually. Kind of windy, not bad. SDSU won the toss, took the ball, went right to work. Impressive drive, really, to start the game by Taryn Christian.
Yeah, did a good job. He's so good in and out of the pocket and keeping his eyes downfield, and they make a good play there. And then the tempo got to us early on, right after that play, and we left Goddard down the middle, which we knew was potentially going to happen. We just didn't cover it. They did a good job there.
And a lot of this drive was in the middle of the field, wasn't it? There was 3 plays here. It ends with a touchdown. Here's another one.
Yeah, just they do a good job in a man coverage move. The guy makes a good move and beats us back inside.
So it's a 14-yard touchdown to end this drive. We see it right here. It's 7-0, and you know, they took the ball. A lot of people defer when they take win the toss. They didn't do that.
No, and I told John before the game I was going to defer, and I know he's going to take the ball, so why even have the flip? Because they always take the ball.
The Bison had a 3-and-out on offense, so here comes South Dakota State again in the tempo that you mentioned right here. They get 20 on a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, they got into an empty formation. We miss a sack, and once Christian gets on the edge, there's going to be open receivers, and they do a good job there.
Good job by the defense here, though, to tighten up in a really tough spot when they needed to stop. Aaron Steidel gets a sack.
Yeah, we had some adversity, obviously, early on. We were down 7-0, and they were moving the football, and Steidel gets us out of that series.
Got you off the field. Now a great drive by Easton, and it starts with a run-pass option, and basically he just takes it and runs for 16.
Yeah, does a really good job just reading the inside linebacker who goes with the sweep, and so Easton hits up the middle.
Easton also was working the middle of the field like Christian did.
Yeah, good job by RJ beating the man coverage back inside for a big gain.
Nice laser by Easton here to finish this drive off with 7 points. Connor Wentz in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, something we'd worked on. We'd done it out of a different formation against South Dakota State. We changed the formation again this year, and we were able to hit the tight end over the middle.
Tied up at 7, so a really good first quarter. We start in the second quarter now. This was really a good stretch of the game for Code Green defense. You give up 20 here, but SDSU on this drive only gets to the 46.
Yeah, they do a good job of hitting it between some soft zones there, but we were able to find a way to get a stop here.
Yeah, Matt Plank basically just spikes this one to the turf. Good job.
It's their RPO system, and he throws it. Wish we'd be able to get a pick on one of those, but good job getting off the field.
Really good throw right here by Easton.
Yeah, great throw. Running down the sideline with Shep. Shep beats some man coverage, and now we're in their territory.
That drive did stall. Jake Winicky didn't do a lot in this game. He's had such a great season, great career for South Dakota State, but here is a big one for 45.
Yeah, and it's 1st and 10 right after the series change, and it's a 50-50 ball, and he's 6'6", and he's a really good player. I have a lot of respect for him.
Tried a middle screen to Dallas Goddard to 2 straight plays. The first one did not work. This one did work.
Yeah, they did a nice job catching us in the blitz, and Goddard catches one over the middle.
But like we always say, you force 3 here, and that's a win.
Yeah, that was big to be able to force 3. I thought the defense did a really good job there of holding them out, and now it's 10-7, and still feel like we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, no doubt. And Connor Wentz caught the touchdown. You get him open in space here. He's really tough to tackle.
Yeah, good job on the naked bootleg, and Connor gets a big play for us.
1:40 left in the half here, driving, and this is a big turnover right here.
Yeah, it is. Just some miscommunication between RJ and Easton, and they get the turnover, and then worst thing is they convert the turnover into a touchdown. So rather than being a 10-7 game at half, They do some nice things down the field. Obviously, got her down the middle of the field here. But they end up getting a touchdown on this drive, which was really, to go down by 10 rather than going down by 3 was a big difference for us.
No question. The first 2 plays after the turnover was Goddard for 22. This one goes for 25. Now there's just 12 seconds left, so they are against the clock here late to get the touchdown.
Yeah, they are. We had a pass interference in the end zone, so they got it at the 1. And actually, we do a good job of stretching this play out. We just don't make the tackles.
Yep, so we go into half on the Nodak Insurance scoreboard. It's 17-7. South Dakota State has the lead. There's the yards. South Dakota State had a nice first half passing the ball. Time of possession pretty much dead even. We're going to break down the second half, but before we do that, on the Gate City Bank hot seat, center Tanner Volson. Tanner, what is the most enjoyable thing you did this past summer?
Most enjoyable thing would probably be the All-School reunion in Drake. Got to see a lot of my old buddies and some old alumni that went there, and a lot of encouragement from the town, and it was just a good time.
Oh, great. Hey, you're from Balfour, North Dakota. Tell us something cool about your hometown.
Population of about 11, so that blow most people's mind right there.
That is a good one. Do you like to text rather than talk?
In most cases, I'd rather talk and get just all information out there, but Darren, depends on all my friends. I kind of like texting more because then you don't sit on the phone for too many minutes at a time.
We have a question from the fan base. If you had to give up movies or video games, what would you choose?
I'd give up video games. I'd rather do movies.
I agree. If you were given $10 million, what would you buy first?
I'd probably buy a new pickup.
What makes a great leader?
A great leader is able to persuade other people in the way he wants the team to go, but not really vocally, just by his actions, I think, more, and being able to lead by example a lot more than just vocally.
Tell us what you like most about that new locker room.
It's a big upgrade from before, and we've just been in there 3 days, so it's a little bit getting used to it yet, but it's really nice.
What does the tradition of Bison football mean to you, being from North Dakota?
It's big. Coming from North Dakota, it's major, because growing up, you always hear the Bison, people want to be the Bison. Well, to me, it just means tradition and trying to represent the state the best you can.
Perfect. Thanks, Tanner. Coach, at halftime, you knew you were getting Jabril Cox back. How did that impact your strategy at halftime?
Well, it gave us another fresh, healthy body for as many plays as we were playing. But bottom line is we needed to play better in the second half. We didn't panic. We needed to be able to run the football and protect on offense. And then we needed to play better pass defense because they were really picking us apart.
Let's roll the second half highlights from the Dakota Marker game in Brookings, South Dakota State and NDSU. The Bison had the ball coming out of half because South Dakota State took it to start the game. Right out of half, face a daunting 3rd and 18. Yeah, really good protection by the offensive line, and Eason hit Shep for a big 20-yard gain. Big play by Ty Brooks. He beats Christian Rosaboom in coverage here for a touchdown. Yeah, really good call, really good execution here, and we're able to get behind the linebacker for a big score. So right now it's 17-14, right back in it. South Dakota State takes the football here. They have a 3rd and 11. They get 10, setting up a 4th down. Yeah, they do a good job here getting them into a 4th and short, and then our defense does a great job, really good job by the D tackles up front, defensive end, making sure that they don't get that 1st down, and now the momentum's flipped. You know, it's a 17-14 game. We stop them and get the ball back. Yeah, this was huge momentum time right now for the Bison, and this was probably the most costly turnover coming up. As we see, you held here, but there's a fumble right here. Yeah, and we almost break this thing out. If he makes this guy miss, maybe we go for a long gain, but credit them. They do a good job stripping it, and that really changed quite a bit of the momentum. Yeah, it sure did. They took advantage. They had a short field here, and right away they go down to the 5. Yeah, once you get across the middle, we're getting beat in between the hashes where we really struggled yesterday. Their reserve running back gets into the end zone here. It's 24-14, so they did cash in on that turnover. Yeah, short field, and if we could have held them to 3, it would have been big, but they get a touchdown. They go back up 2 scores. Again, Ty Brooks here, a rush for 20. What'd you see from Ty in this matchup? Really explosive, really great vision, broke some tackles, did some really good things. 3 plays later, there was another interception, and here comes South Dakota State right back again. They get a rush for 14. They were actually having a little success running the football at this point in the game. Yeah, they really were. They were doing a good job
just making sure that they got to DeLuca and got to Jordan and then found some creases in there. And once again, there's another short field. We're fortunate here to only give up 3, but the turnovers are turning into points, and that's really costly.
Yep, 27-14 at this point. But as we start the fourth quarter, a monstrous break for the Bison. They were in a punting situation, not good, but they fumble it.
Yeah, great job by Jalen Wimbush of finding a way to dig it out of there and get the football. And we get the short field and are able to capitalize. And so there's still some life here.
Yeah, Easton Stick runs this one in. This was a big momentum changer. You really felt like this was a big play. It makes it 27-21 after Easton runs it in.
Yeah, really good job. We cut it to a 1-score game. Now we have to find a way to get a stop, and we just can't do it. Give South Dakota State credit. They do a really nice job of having a long drive. I think they convert a 4th down here where we just don't quite get to the quarterback. And once again, Weineke, one of his 2 catches, but he's such a threat across the middle.
They had 7 runs on this drive, but here they go to a trick play to get a touchdown.
Yeah, they're running the football and then dump the ball over the top once the defense commits to the run. Good play by Goddard there.
That was good coverage by Jabril, actually, too. They did miss the 2-point conversion. Still 7 minutes to go, and Easton gets the boys marching here.
Yeah, we're starting with poor field position because we had our own errors on special teams. We had some penalties. We're having to go 80 and 90 yards rather than that was after Dimitri had a huge return.
Seth Wilson here. Good to see him get into the game.
Yeah, Seth's an electric player. Great to see him getting in the open field.
This turnover here really seals it. We're inside the 25, 30-yard line, and they get a good strip again.
Yeah, great play by their guy. We can't turn it over there, but he does a good job stripping it out. Shep's trying to fight for extra yards, and that pretty much ended the game there.
Yeah, there's just a couple of minutes left. We did get the ball back. Here's a meaningless interception here. The game was pretty much decided at that point. As we head to the scoreboard on the Nodak Insurance scoreboard, the final was 33-21. South Dakota State gets the victory. The rushing yards, the Bison had 108. The turnovers were 5-1, so -4 on the road. That's tough to overcome that, certainly. The players talked about it after the game.
They played better than we did. That's the bottom line. They had a good plan, and that's a good football team, and they executed better than us. And yeah, you can't come on the road against a good team and turn the football over. You know, it's not a good recipe.
It was just a lack of execution. I think we had a great plan in on 3rd down to get to the quarterback and also to cover guys down, and I think we just didn't do that as well as we should have today. And their quarterback did a great job on a couple of them to scramble around and find the open guy, and that just comes down to our execution.
I mean, it sucks losing and losing to a rival team and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, goal of winning a conference championship is you know, still in our hands, and we'll just get back to work on Monday and continue to get better.
Well said by Easton there. Well, this week's Nodak Insurance player of the game is Darrius Shepherd. In the midst of a tough loss, Shepherd made a lot of plays. 7 catches for 95 yards. He made the big 3rd down catch out of halftime. He did have a fumble late, but on a dark day, Darrius Shepherd really battled out there.
You know, I think they just kept answering, and we had to come back and do a better job next week making plays.
You know, Coach, Darrius played a good game. He certainly did. He battled out there. The guys really battled out there. It was a tough game.
Yeah, we really did. We played really hard. We didn't execute at times, but now we have to learn from it. You know, it's not the end of the world. We lost a football game. We still control our own destiny. It's just how we bounce back from that adversity, and I'm excited to get to the week because I know we've got great leaders and great seniors.
Well, darn it, we did suffer another injury. Levi Jordheim, it looks like a left knee injury. He's been playing so well. Left the game in the second half, was not able to return. I'm sure we'll find out more, but talk about him and what this injury could mean.
Well, he was playing at such a high level, and we don't think it's a season-ending injury, so that's good. So we'll just get an MRI today and probably find out and learn a little bit more tomorrow. But no, it'll hurt because Levi's playing at a high level. Maybe we'll catch a break, and it won't be as serious as they think.
Yeah, he's been playing great. Really fun to watch him play. Talking about rebounding from a loss, you know, we've lost games before. We're 91-8 since the start of 2011, so with yesterday, there was 6 regular season losses here, but look at the week after those losses. You know, really good efforts, a 16-point win, a 54-point win, 35, 27, 14. You get the picture that the Bison are really good after a loss. What is your protocol after a loss? How do you wash it away from the players and the coaches and just move on?
Well, you learn from it first. We'll do that today as a coaching staff. Then on Monday, we'll do it with the players. We'll review the film. We want to make sure that they know where the errors were, how we're going to correct them. But then you're right. Then you have to move on, and you can't let the same team beat you twice. And so that's the job of the coaches and job of our leadership to make sure that we're ready to go come next Saturday.
You know, I wanted to highlight the standings here as well. We did get a break, a couple of breaks actually. Illinois State took a loss. They only had one conference loss. South Dakota took another loss. So we're still in sole possession of first place. All the goals are still out there, and I think that's important to take note of. This league is so tough. You look at all those teams, they have losses. We're still 5-1. All the goals are still out there, Coach.
Yeah, they really are. And there's a lot of good football teams sitting at 4-2 and one at 3-3 that all have a chance to make the playoffs, all have still have a shot in this race. And so we just need to take care of the Bison, and we'll do that this week.
Yep, no doubt. Well, it's great to see Seth Wilson on the field this week. It's really fun to watch him play. He has a bright, bright future. We're going to get to know him a little bit more. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show. Seth Wilson is playing as a true freshman. He is from Wisconsin, but has quite the family history that traces back to California and the NFL. His dad, Stanley Wilson, was an NFL star who ran into a bit of trouble, but Seth has learned some valuable lessons, and he is utilizing them now as a member of the Bison. Alex Egan has this week's Olaf Anderson Construction feature story.
The extra year of eligibility, all that, would have been great, but it's not about me, it's about the team, and I learned that very early on, like being here.
Seth Wilson came to Fargo from Holman, Wisconsin, and this year he was going to redshirt.
I was not wanting to miss a year of football, but as I saw the depth and the experience that running back they had ahead of me, I kind of, started to settle in and accept that. But because I came in here ready to play, I studied very hard the offense, the protections, to be ready if I ever was called.
His number was called against Northern Iowa, and now he's in the mix at running back for NDSU. His path to Fargo isn't the usual one. Bison assistant Nick Gazer recruited Seth.
His head coach coming up and just said, hey, this kid has some pedigree, has a background. His dad played in the NFL. His dad, played in a tremendous football program in college, and then I started doing a little bit more digging. And then, as we kind of went through the process, his mother came to me and she talked a little bit about, his brother and his father and all the different things. So I did a little bit more research, and that's kind of, how I found out more about, Seth's background.
Seth's dad played at the University of Oklahoma and then for the Cincinnati Bengals. His brother, a defensive back for the Detroit Lions. But both his dad and his brother have had legal problems. Seth's dad spent Seth's entire childhood in prison, and that's not what Seth wants to become.
That's the one thing that I kind of hold dear to my heart, kind of, is being separate from my father and my brother. There's, of course, the athletic side of things that I'm luckily gifted with, but, there's some negative things that go along with that, and I want to make sure that I'm separate from that and I'm not looked at as, a mere image of them. I'm my own person, and I'm going to go my own way doing the right things. I don't let it kind of dwell on me and hold me back, but it's definitely that voice in the back of my head that says, make the right decisions. Going through high school, you're asked a lot of things, and it just really helped me be able to grow and know who I am as a person and kind of decide what I want to do with my life and who I want to be. And I'm going to continue down that path.
A path that now includes getting on the football field with the Bison in 2017. For the Bison Football Show, I'm Alex Egan.
Well, it's a heck of a story. Seth's dad, Stanley Wilson, was the fullback blocker for Ickey Woods on the really good Cincinnati Bengals teams with Boomer Esiason, and his brother was a really good player as well, so he has that family history of football.
Yeah, he really does, and you saw that. What a mature young man he is. Seth is really mature, and we're excited about having him for the next 4 years, and his mother's a fantastic lady. He's done a great job with Seth, and Seth's a good student, and getting an opportunity and making the most of that opportunity.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to get to know him a little bit more. Hey, another elite prospect at tight end is featured in this week's Peterson Farm Seed Future Crop of Bison. Noah Gindorf was highly recruited. He comes from Crosby, Minnesota. His high school stats at Crosby Ironton are stuff of legend. He was amazing. He excelled in every sport. His father was a great college player and was his high school coach. Noah sifted through all of the recruiting and ended up choosing the Bison.
You know, just if you want to win, this is definitely the place to be. And I noticed a lot of other places I would go, you know, they'd always talk about, well, NDSU is doing it this way, we're doing it this way. And when I came here, you know, they're concerned about us. This is how we do it. This is what works for us. And, you know, that's definitely something that I took into account. You know, they have their own way of doing it. It works, so why wouldn't you want to be a part of that?
I played college football with his dad. His dad's name is Mike. I was a tight end. He was a D tackle, and he killed me in practice. So if he has anything like his father, he'll be a great player.
Yeah, Noah's a really tough football player. He has exceptional hands, really good athlete, bright future. Having him on the scout team, boy, he gives a great look right now, and he'll be an impact guy for us as a redshirt freshman.
No question. A couple of good tight ends. Him and Josh Babbage, that is quite a future to look forward to there. Well, we'll take a look at the South Dakota Coyotes. A huge game coming up. Stay with us. Well, Coach, the last 2 weeks, it doesn't get any easier. South Dakota, Chris Strevler, an amazing quarterback, a tough kid, really good athlete at quarterback. The Coyotes roll into the Fargo Dome here this weekend. Yeah, really good offense. They're putting up unbelievable amount of yards. We need a great crowd, as loud as they can be, because they want to go as fast as they can. They're Oregon of years past, where if they can get off 95 to 100 plays, that's what they want to do, and it's led by him as a quarterback. That's our Verizon look ahead with South Dakota. And how has Bob Nielsen turned it around so quick here? Joe Glenn, he kind of laid a foundation. Then Bob came in from Western Illinois and has done a good job. Bob's got a great scheme, great system, has excellent coaching staff. We have a lot of respect for Coach Nielsen and his staff, and they've done a really nice job recruiting. No doubt. It's another big game. Bison Nation, we need you out there. It's going to be a huge week, and there's just a couple of weeks left. The Bison are 8-1, sole possession of the Missouri Valley Football Conference lead. It's a fun time of year. The playoffs are looming. Big games ahead. Enjoy it, everybody. We'll have it on TV for you on the NBC North Dakota Network, ESPN3, College Extra, and, of course, the Bison Radio Network will be fired up as well. Have a good week, everyone.
Is this like